Thank you, Marjorie. Good morning. Roland mentioned the backhauling needs. In order to cope with the tremendous traffic increase on 5G networks, it will be necessary to use fiber not only for backhauling links, but also for front-hauling links in 5G networks. We estimate that 5G will not compete with fiber. We anticipate a very limited overlap between those two technologies, and we rather see them as really complementary technologies. You were talking about fixed wireless access. It's likely to be the first commercial 5G service coming quite soon. This will only be very limited in terms of geographical scope. For instance, in the US, where Verizon and AT&T plan to implement such services, you have to keep in mind that the telcos do not have a fixed whole coverage of the country for fixed networks, and they compete with cable operators. Some players might also be interested by the time to market advantage 5G can provide, as it will be much quicker to implement and to provide broadband access with 5G compared to fiber. Now coming to the question of investments necessary to deploy 5G networks. So the first question is how many cell sites will be needed for 5G networks? In China, mobile operators announced that they are planning to build between 2 and 3 times the amount of cell sites that they already have today. So think about the millions of sectors they are already operating for 4G. So there will be a huge need to build new cell sites. In Europe, this number might be maybe more limited because it will be probably easier to reuse the existing cell sites given the frequency bands available. And in terms of capacity, we estimate that using the 700 megahertz band and the 3.5 gigahertz band, which will be the two main bands for 5G in the coming years, Europe will have enough capacity in most places until 2022 or 2023. Then it will be necessary to use millimeter wave bands, but these bands will mainly be used in hotspots and mainly for indoor capacity in order to provide enhanced mobile broadband services. Now, in terms of investment in the 5G access network, we see estimates ranging between 150 to 300 euros per subscriber. So it means a few billion euros for operators in Europe and some tens of $billions in the US, for instance. There will be a need for rapid investments in order to attract customers in vertical markets. And it will also probably mean co-investment or complementary investments for some vertical sectors. We expect the first 5G commercial launches in maybe next year or more likely in 2019. There will be more widespread commercial openings in 2020. And in terms of market forecast, you can see here that in 2025, we anticipate that Asia will represent more than half of the total 5G market. And out of a total of more than 1.6 billion 5G subscriptions on a worldwide basis. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to you, Frédéric, indeed.